It's our lunchtime stream. Let me go ahead and get my. Sure, I got my business taken care of. Hold on real quick. There we go. I need to tighten up my stream a bit here, and let's see what do we got going on. Let's make sure my signal's coming through. Go to my channel, make sure I got stream up, and then we'll spin channel, make sure I got stream up, and then we'll spin channel, mute that out. Okay, cool. And if you aren't following me on Twitter, I just posted to Twitter that we're live, so you can follow me on Twitter and check out all that shenanigans. Copy paste. I'm just gonna hit my signals here on the Discords real quick, and then we'll be up and running. We're gonna continue development of martial powers today. The bundle cover there that you're looking at right now. That's all. There's a link down in the description down below. The DMsGuild. It's like a 35% discount of a bunch of books that I've created on DMsGuild. They're all things you can read cover to cover for you just to get an idea of, you know, what it is I do and how I do it. But I have all my signals up and running now, so let's see. We can, check that stuff out. It's fun. Let's see. I'll pull these things to the background, and we don't actually need Photoshop today. So let's just get into this. Okay, great. When we were here last week, we were building out the front end of this book, all the player tools, all the powers, the subclasses and class variant rule options are all inside here. The progression table. You can check out the Patreon link down below. It will take you to a free to view playtest content here that we're looking at, the open playtest content. And I'm going to set a timer here because we have 1 hour to play. So we've spent the last 30 some odd sessions building out these subclass options, variant rule options for the Monk, Ranger, and Paladin as well. We've developed out the basic rules of how to use powers in the game, as well as the 100 and some odd list of the 167 different martial powers that we've developed over the past half a year or so. We're currently 17th level at my homebrew table, where we are currently playtesting it with Arcane Trickster, Ranger, and a Druid. Let's see. So we have all those built out, and they're coming along very nicely. And then we have getting into how to build magic equipment using martial powers, and then there is the DM section, which we've touched previously. Right now we are building out magic paradigms, and so and we've gone over the past, I think, 2 sessions. We dug into what are magic paradigms and how do you implement magic paradigms into your game. How do you set in your campaign what types of magic paradigms are, whether it's the 8 schools or like elemental magic, or like the Magic the Gathering 5-color magic system. What do you want to actually have in your game? And then when you do that, how are the characters that you're creating that use these different magic paradigms, how are they representing their characters inside of those paradigms? And then we got into devoting disciplines of power, since the martial powers are divided into 5 disciplines of exploits, maneuvers, reactions, strikes, and sustained powers. There's 5 disciplines of power, and how do we devote each of those disciplines to the aspects of magic in the magic paradigm that we've selected. And then further on from there, let's zoom in a bit, and further on from there, we are looking at moving into so let's see, devoting disciplines of power to aspects of magic. I think we're still technically sitting inside this point, so I'm just going to see where we're at right now, and we're just going to keep fleshing this out. So like, subscribe. If you got any questions, certainly be welcome to ask. Shoot me, just be welcome to chat at with me in the chats here. And this is all playtest content. It's read only, but it's available for you guys to view by clicking through into my Patreon and then following the link to this Google Doc, you can check this stuff out. You can use it right now as written, as just generic universal mana. You can drop it into any of the martial characters that are described up above, and you can be running a campaign right now using powers from level 1 to 20. So let's see where we're at. So devoting disciplines of power to aspects of magic. Martial powers has no default paradigm. Similar to monks in the player's handbook, a Way of Shadow monk has a shadowy darkness theme, and the Way of the Sun Soul has a radiant fire theme, but it doesn't affect mechanics of ki. The stunning strike features using one ki when you hit doesn't change when used by a Shadow monk or Sun Soul monk, but using the paradigm system above, these two traditions focus on the relationship between shadow and radiant magic respectively, creating a paradigm of light and darkness, where Sun Soul uses the aspect of light and the Way of Shadow uses the aspect of darkness, two sides of the same coin. In the campaign, a DM can thus decide these two traditions are, in the campaign, can portray these two traditions as bitter rivals, each attempting to eliminate the other from the world, looking at all within through the lens of absolutes, light versus darkness. Another example, there can be multiple traditions of the 4 elements, each temple devoted to one specific element. Water tribes at the North and South Pole may have massive ice fortresses created by frozen water they channel. Air nomads devoted only to the element of air may have windswept temples atop high mountain peaks, etc. In a campaign where only one character in the party is using the elemental paradigm, the DM can choose to maintain this separation of aspects throughout the world, but perhaps the character specifically, the character specifically is an embodied avatar of all 4 elements, able to channel all 4 aspects equally. The character may be heralded as a prophesized hero to unite the spirit world, or it could be seen as an abomination, warping the balance of nature to unknown ends. As described above, there are 5 disciplines of power: exploits, maneuvers, reactions, strikes, and sustained powers. Once the magic paradigms in the campaign are established, it can be multiple if you wanted. Once the magic paradigms in the campaign are established, each of the disciplines can be devoted to the different aspects. Once a magic paradigm in the campaign is established, each of these disciplines can be devoted to the different each of these disciplines can be devoted to the each of these disciplines can be devoted to the various aspects of the paradigm as well. Devoting disciplines to aspects of magic. Let's see. The character. Let's see. How am I going to express this? This is where rubber meets the road. We're sussing out the wordage on these ideas. Hey, Tyler, man. Boo. Let's see. Let's see. Paradigms. Let's see. The 5 disciplines of power don't. The 5 disciplines of power. Let's see. Have defined mechanics. How do I want to describe this? character how do I want to do this? There we go. Similar to choosing magic paradigm. Whether we'll use to describe use of describe magic in the game. Similar to choosing whether the campaign will use any magic paradigms, will use any magic paradigm to describe the presence of magic in the world. How do I put this? Jeez, that's not quite right. As described above, campaign can have campaign doesn't require any magic paradigms to explain the presence of magic in the world. But choosing to include one or more paradigms then allows characters to be devoted to one or more aspects of each aspects of the allow characters to be devoted to a specific magic paradigm and to further choose whether all aspects whether can further choose and to further choose whether the character channels all aspects of the paradigm or only a limited one aspect or character channels all aspects whether the character channels one or more aspects of that magic paradigm. Once a character how to do this? Once the magic paradigm and which aspects of the paradigm the character can channel. Once you decide the magic paradigm and which aspects of the paradigm the character can channel, the DM, let's see, God, how do I want to do this? Once you decide the magic paradigm and which aspects of the paradigm the character for a character and which aspects of the paradigm the character can channel. The a player can choose to describe the powers, can choose to describe how the powers are. Hey, how did it go? Once you decide the magic paradigm for a character and which aspects of the paradigm the character can channel, a player the powers that the character knows once you decide the magic paradigm for a character and which aspects of the paradigm the character can channel, the powers that the character knows are described through this aspect. Boy, oh boy, this is not easy work. Let's see. The powers that the character knows are described through those aspects. I think I have. Yeah, this is not great wording, but it's a start. It's at least a start. We got to get the language down. So even if it's going to be rough and crappy, you got to get on the page first so you can at least manipulate the text from that point. So once you decide the magic paradigm for a character and which aspects of the paradigm the character can channel, the powers that the character knows will be described when a character channels a power, it can be described using the chosen aspects of magic. For example, I feel like I have this here already. Elements, perhaps, described above, 5 disciplines. Here, darkness decides. I have a note on this. What is my note? Make sure I'm using the right discipline languages there. Sure. Alternatively, a character can choose to allow a character to use all aspects. Once the aspect of magic available to the character is determined, and the player, blah blah blah. Air elemental, water elemental, thematic, drive. But they all have thematically different visual narratives. DM can use visual cues like this to distinguish one aspect of magic from another, while from another, period. Picking aspects of magic for your character. A character can have access to all aspects of magic or can intentionally limit what aspects of magic they can channel. Again, this is mainly narrative. Players can, again, this is narrative. Players can discuss with the DM whether characters will have access to all aspects of the paradigm or only a limited selection. For example, in the Ravnica campaign setting, a character with the Azoria Senate background uses white and blue magic specifically, while a character with the Gruul clan background uses red and green magic. A player can choose any power, but will describe it using their own chosen Okay, cool. So we have a lot of that language in here already. Picking aspects under number 2. So, another example. Disciplines of power. Okay, so devoting disciplines of power to aspects of magic. So we already have that there. Magic of power, no default paradigm, similar to monks in the player's handbook. So what am I giving that down here? Oh, okay, there we go. So, so far, a character has decided what, if any, magic paradigm to use best describes the character in the campaign, and which aspects of that paradigm they are devoted to. Let's do that over a bit. Hey, currently trying to decide on the mechanical focus of a large-scale minion follower-based martial class. Good luck, man. There's minions take a lot of work. I've spent over a year on it now, and it's coming along great. So you'll probably be able to find a more succinct solution than I have, and good luck in doing it. So far, a character has decided what, if any, magic paradigm best describes the character, will describe the character in the campaign. I've decided which, if any, which. All right, that's my first 20-minute timer. I got another 40 minutes to go. So far, a character has. So far we have. So far, the process for how a character can. So far, the process for how a character can decide which, if any, magic paradigm best describes the character, best describes how. So far, the process for how a character can decide which magic paradigm they channel their magic through. So far, fuck it, I'm just gonna use casual. So far, we've discussed the process for how a character can decide which, if any, magic paradigm they channel their magic through in the campaign. And which aspects of that paradigm the character is devoted to. How many and which aspects of that paradigm the character is devoted to. The list of powers above are self-contained. The list of powers above don't require any specific paradigm, allowing players and DMs to choose how the powers are described while being channeled. Powers above don't require any specific but a campaign, but the players and the DM choose to add but players in the DM can choose to devote the and add additional. How do I want to put this? The list of powers above don't require any specific paradigm, allowing players and DMs to choose how the powers are described while being channeled. Alternatively, the powers can be, how do I put this? Here we go. The 5 disciplines of magic. The five disciplines of power can be devoted to specific aspects of magic to add additional. Alternatively, the 5 disciplines of power can be devoted to specific aspects of magic to add more granular distinction between one type of power from another. For example, if using the 4 elements magic paradigm, the DM, the player and DM can let's see how to put to chosen aspects. Generally, this can be, let's see, below is a, let's see, here's how they may be written down. This is not the proper language, but here's how we are. 5 disciplines, 5 aspects. See, even that's just too many variables. So you could have 5 colors, and you could choose to have all colors open to the character, and then each discipline is part of one color. So if you wanted to have all five aspects of power, then you would be describing them as channeling different color magic while you do so. Then if you get into a 4 magic paradigm, such as the 4 elements, you still have 5 disciplines. So like there would be four of the disciplines would be devoted to one element each, and like the fifth would be devoted to all of them. So let's see. Each discipline is devoted to one color for element. Magic. Each exploits, maneuvers, strikes, reactions, and strikes are each devoted to one element, and sustained powers are devoted to all four. See, that's a level that it's too. I think this is mechanically too complicated. How to do that? I love the versatility of it and how flexible it is, but I think it's too flexible. I think that's here. Okay, so because you could have a character that has access to all 5 colors and they can just mix and match how they want things, so there is no structure other than the colors that you decide. Or you can go with, say, a 2-color structure like Ravnica, where you choose 2 colors, and then you would have all 5 of your disciplines represented as those 2 colors. Or you could take the 5 disciplines and break them into those 2 colors. So like exploits and strikes are white, while reactions and maneuvers, I don't know if I said maneuvers already, exploits and strikes are white, while maneuvers and reactions are blue, and sustained powers are both white and blue. And then if you're a Rakdos character with the exact same set of powers, you could instead decide to assign exploits and exploits and maneuvers to red, with reactions and strikes to black, and then sustained powers to both red and black. But a Selesnya character devoted to white and green could have sustained and strike devoted to white, reactions and maneuvers devoted to green, and exploits, I don't think I listed exploits left yet, devoted to both white and green. But what if you're doing Tamir, for example, or Grixis, or another one of like the trifolds, where you have like white, blue, and black, for instance? Then you've got the 5 disciplines. What you're going to have, like exploits is black, and then maneuvers as blue, strikes as white, and then sustained and I guess maneuvers, whatever it is I hadn't mentioned yet. Have one of those be white and blue and the other one be blue and black. There's so many variable options, and even at the narrative scale, it can be dizzying how you want to arrange all these different powers into different aspects of the magic paradigm that you're choosing. And then if you take it a step further and assign the mana that you have from the class to a specific color, then it's like if exploits are blue and you don't have any blue mana, then you don't have any exploits. You don't have access to that stuff. So that is a level, boy oh boy, that is a level of complication that is just, this is where I was last week, and I'm still stuck on it about how much variety and detail, how much variety am I going to have in there? How am I going to express this so it doesn't just, I love how versatile it is, but I think it's, for somebody who doesn't know what the hell we're talking about and who hasn't been steeped in this stuff for years, I think it's a little bit too much to ask. So I need to find a way to fix that. How am I going to fix that? I like defaulting to one or two. If you only have one aspect of magic, then all the disciplines are obviously going to be that aspect. If you have all aspects of a magic paradigm, man, what a pickle. How do I want to do that? I mean, the system is solid as just a universal spell point or just like generic mana, like Key is. It works fantastic, and then it's just strictly narrative. It gets more and more complicated the more restrictions on the paradigm and the aspects that we place, and then couple them with the disciplines. Maybe we have to rebuild this thing. Powers through your character. The default paradigm, but this is only one potential pair. This is only one. This is only one option, period. Others include the 4 elements of air, earth, fire, and water, as well as the 5-color magic system for Magic the Gathering of white, blue, black, red, and green. It does seem like the paradigm description is getting exceedingly wordy. Yeah, it is. It's too complicated. I mean, the complication comes from how flexible it is, but it's too much flex. It needs to have constraints on it. Herein, are described herein below are below are two alternate magic paradigms. Okay, what I do need to get rid of, what I do need to do is definitely leave the list open so that you can choose any of them. Like limiting a rogue to like exploits maneuvers. I like the idea of limiting them that way because it's a neat way to distinguish like rogues from barbarians, from fighters. But choosing which ones they have access to is pretty arbitrary. So I think I want to get rid of that. This is only one option. Below are two alternate magic paradigms. Maybe I can make this like a lot simpler than I have. And the 5-color magic system for Magic the Gathering of white, blue, black, and green magic. Magic paradigm is a means of creating new narratives for channeling magic. A magic paradigm provides a. I'm just going to leave that as is for now. means of creating new narrative. Configuration, this is only one option. Below are 2 alternate magic paradigms, the 4 elements of air, earth, fire, water, and the 5 colors. So let's go with 4 element. The 4 elements. 5 magic. Okay, this might just get a lot easier. The 4 elements magic paradigm. When beep beep beep. When choosing this paradigm, your character channels the 4 elements through channels martial powers through the 4 elements. A character choose how many aspects of the 4 elements your character can channel. For instance, for example, a character can choose when a character characters that can channel all 4 elements character gains martial powers. Choose which element the character is devoted to, such as channeling fire magic or water magic. The powers you learn are described and then be described as chosen elements. Insert example. Let's just do that for now. We'll insert examples. So go here, and then 11, 21, insert example here. Alternatively, a character can have can channel all 4 elements. When a character learns a power, they can choose which element channeled while using which element is channeled with each power. Wow, okay, that's a lot easier. Magic the Gathering. Choose how many aspects of the choose how many aspects of the 5 colors. Of the 5 colors your character can channel. Single color characters. When the character gains more powers, choose which color the character is devoted to, such as channeling white magic or red magic. The powers you learn can then be described using your chosen color. Duel. And a character Strixhaven campaign settings. Choose dual colors. Characters in the replica. What's going on here? Characters in the Ravnica and Strixhaven campaign settings belong. Let's see. Characters in the Ravnica campaign are in the Ravnica campaign belong to one of 10 guilds. Each guild is devoted to 2 colors of magic. Characters in the Strixhaven campaign belong to one of 5 colleges. Each college is devoted to 2 colors. Etc. I think this is a much simpler process. Guild colors. College colors. Theros characters devoted to a god are devoted to 1 or 2 colors. Etc. God color devotion. Theros. I could sidebar Theros. Give me a second. Let's see. Beep, beep. Once a character has chosen their guild or college, the powers they channel magic through the 2 colors devoted to choice. That's horrible language. Channel their magic through the 2 colors devoted to their choice. A power can be depicted as either 1 or as either color. And insert examples. Huh? Maybe we should break this bomb by campaign. Ravnica. When choosing this paradigm, your character channels martial powers through the 5-color magic as described in Magic the Gathering. Let's see. A character. There are 3 MTG campaign settings available currently. Ravnica. Yeah, let's do it this way. This seems like a much easier way to digest how we're doing this. Not necessarily the way that it's not my preferred way, but you got to kill your darlings when they aren't working. Strixhaven. Strixhaven. One more check. Let's see, Theros characters have voted. This, I think this is going to make things a hell of a lot easier by siloing, just pre-assigning the colors depending on what guild, because there's no real loose application on how to do that. Just free, you won't have free-willing mana. It's always through one of these filterings. So I think that's going to actually work out. That should help keep things more simple. 5-color magic paradigm, so we can make these larger. Choosing this paradigm, okay. Your character channel martial powers through the 5 colors of magic as described in Magic the Gathering. There are 3 MTG settings available currently: Ravnica, Strixhaven, and Theros. There. The colors a character devotes their power to. Once a character has chosen which. Do you hear about JDF, Jason, David, Frank? I think he's dead, so yes. Once a character has chosen which guild, college, or god they're devoted to, the powers they channel, once a character has chosen which guild, college, or god they're devoted to, their powers are channeled through the colors corresponding to the colors devoted through those devoted colors. Insert example. Hey there, buddy. Come on. Work with me, not against me. Thank you. Insert examples. That was a hell of a lot easier. We can scrap out all this crap. Oh boy, that is wordy. That is ridiculously wordy. This is unnecessary. There. Excuse me for a moment. There we go. How are we looking on time? Oh God, it's 1 o'clock. I think, have I fizzled out on time? How long have I been? Yeah, I've been at this for an hour. Okay, great. So that actually immensely simplified the process. So when we come back next week, we can look at the mechanics of devoting mana to a specific color or element, as we have done in previous. That was difficult, but thanks, guys. This is drastically simplifying the system down to what settings it's relevant to. So when we come back, we'll be able to then look at the mechanics that we've already pretty much built out as to the damage types that are associated with each element, and the Ravnica colors, the Strixhaven, the Theros gods, and how the mechanics for color is layered into this, which we have up in the other document that we'll pull into this. This is going to make things a lot easier. So I believe this is all we have for now. I've hit my hour mark. I gotta bail, and so I will see you guys. I will see you guys next time. I have to edit this. And I will be once it's edited, I'll repost it. So I will see you guys on the other side, and we will finish out Paradigms next week, I believe, and then we'll be able to continue on with examples and stitch this thing up by the end of the year and hand it off to editing in January, probably. So I guess I'll see you guys next week. I'll be back later on tonight in about 6 hours or so to do more Eberron cartography tonight. So if you want to see more cartography and color. Show back up. We'll be back then. Thanks a lot for showing up, guys. Like, subscribe, and all the yada yada. See you then.